It's not very often that we see a film without A-lister actors top the charts on Netflix. But when we do, we got to admit they're really good. Tuesdays and Fridays, directed by Taranveer Singh, is one such example. The film is based on the idea of a conventional love story where a guy meets a girl, they fight, and eventually get together. So, what's so unconventional about this conventional love story that has it top the views on Netflix? Let's hear it from the director himself in this exclusive conversation between Taranveer Singh and NDTV HotDeals 360.
So, like, what inspired you to write this story?
Um, I grew up in as like a small town India kid, not feeling like I belonged and bullied at school and, the typical cliche. So for me, films were always my happy place. Like
Okay.
and, the rom-coms and the kind of films that Yash Ji made or like Karan Johar makes. And, so those were my go-to whenever I was feeling low or whenever I, wanted to just feel nice. Okay,
Yeah.
where, there is pretty people in this happy world where there are problems, but सब ठीक हो जाता है. Like थोड़ी सी fight
In
मारो
the
तो
end,
ठीक हो
sub,
जाता है.
हाँ,
Yeah, in the
in
end
the
सब
end,
ठीक है.
sub ठीक हो
Yeah,
जाता है. Yeah.
सब ठीक हो जाता है. So because they were such a big part of my growing up, when I wanted to make my first film, I just thought if I could give that feeling
Yeah.
to some people, like a new audience, if I could give that feeling of happiness and sense of relief.
Like how Tuesdays and Fridays is like different from the conventional love stories.
The typical plot for any romance or rom-com is like, boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl, that was the thing.
Yeah.
And as simplistic as it can be, like,
Yeah,
that would be your
exactly.
baseline. And I thought every time it is like, the boy will fight the world, he'll fight the society, he'll fight this thing, all of that. Like, what about let the girl fight for the boy?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, why can't the girl be running the show? Why can't she be? Why is she always the object of affection? Why don't we like flip that around?
Obviously.
And she's not fighting the society. She's not fighting parents. She's not fighting any Amir Garib wala problem nahi hai. Who is she fighting? She's fighting the boy for the boy.
Like, do you think your like what you envisioned was portrayed perfectly, like in the film, like how you thought it would be?
And so I'd say, Joe, I managed to somewhere get around 60% of what I thought I would make.
It would be, yeah.
From what I spoke to, again, a lot of people in the industry, filmmaker, friends, everyone's like, dude, that's great. That's like a great benchmark to hit. Hopefully you will manage to like sustain and become better from there.
What kind of cinema, according to you, India needs now?
I think we need every kind of film. Any kind of film that has an audience should be made. So we, that film, The Great Indian Kitchen, that's come out recently. It's a Malayalam film, if I'm not wrong. Okay. We need a Great Indian Kitchen. We need a Suryavanshi. We need anything that has an audience and satisfies the need of that particular audience.
All of these movies are being released on the OTT platforms. Like even if I talk about Tuesdays and Fridays, like it could have been released on like in cinemas also, but then you got a Netflix release. So what do you think will be the future now?
You see, that's the interesting thing, the way you put it, because we did get a theatrical release. We did release in theaters in Feb. I know very few people went to watch it in the theaters, like how you didn't even know it released in theaters.
Exactly.
But you got to know when it came on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So for me, though, like from the moment it came, it started streaming on Friday. It's like almost like re-release of the film. Like it's like my film is released for the second time with the full new fervor. And thankfully with the whole trending thing and everything, ये भी नहीं है कि वो आके कहीं है पीछे Netflix में और लोगों को मालूम नहीं है.
Because as soon as we open Netflix, like it's the first movie that's
it's there.
Exactly.
right? So thankfully, a lot more people are discovering it because of that. I hope a lot more people who are storytellers who want to make shows and films get an opportunity to, at
Yeah.
whether it's at the limited budget or whatever, because all these places, all these platforms, they need content. And
Exactly.
the good thing is, there are only so many filmmakers and there are only so many actors and stuff. So new filmmakers, new actors are getting opportunity, as we see now.
Obviously. Yeah.
And at least that first step would be easy for a lot of people.
When will we see your next work?
uh, I hope soon. I hope, considering what's going on in the world right now and everything, we've all kind of realized it's, life is short and everybody wants to, put in, um, everybody's trying to prioritize what's important for them.
Exactly.
And that, as well as my experience of making my first film, one thing of the many things that it has taught me, is that no, film अच्छी लगे बुरी लगे लोगों को अलग बात है, but you've given your all to make a film. Like, I've given years of my life to write,
Exactly.
to pitch this while I was assisting other places, to set it up, to cast it, to, bring people together. It Everything you make takes a part of your piece of your heart and soul. And if I'm going to give that much to something else, I better care about it. So that's why I'm being
Obviously.
little, careful and a little more cautious about what I make next. So
Yeah.
I'm reading scripts on a regular basis, and some of them are nice. Huh? Some of them are really nice.
Yeah.
I'm just like, maybe I'm not the right storyteller for this story. I hope I manage to get something that, I want to give another year or two of my life to. So
Perfect.
let's hope. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And we would
yeah.
actually be waiting to see something like this in the future. So, yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was great
Thank you.
talking to you. And
Same here, Ishan.
okay, Taran. Thank you.
Thanks, Ishan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.